Well, hello, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope you're having a wonderful long weekend. I know that I have been having a great time, but as always, I think it's so important to bring cool people into the Zoom booth. And with me is one of my favorite people. Mr. Todd Jones is with us today. Todd has created an amazing new movie that is going to be showcasing this weekend or next weekend, I beg your pardon, on Friday. And so we're going to tell you all about it. Todd Jones, welcome to the Zoom booth today. How are you, my friend?
Well, I first of all, thank you very much, Kathy, for this opportunity to come and talk local films with you. I'm a big fan of yours too. Get the chance to talk with you and work with you over the last decade or so, and it's always a pleasure to have a chance to sit down and talk to you and share some things that I'm very passionate about, which I don't have an opportunity to usually share my passion. So I thank you for this opportunity.
I know it's like our roles are a little reversed in this particular context, right? You have been
Absolutely, absolutely.
producing Act Three at Rogers now and Wise Folks at Rogers for a year, yeah, a decade, just over a decade now. And you're always behind the scenes, and we couldn't do the show without you. I'm so, so very, very grateful for everything that you've done. And I know that your passion is filmmaking. So let's talk about that. First of all, what got you involved in filmmaking in the first place?
Well, that's a very good question, Kathy. Obviously, it started way back when I was like a high school, grade 12. My parents bought a flying erase head video camera, and so what a flying erase head means basically, if you put a tape in and you just black it, you put a tape in, you press record and let it roll. So you're basically laying down control track. Okay, so basically you're blacking the tape, so there's time. It's not time code back then as VHS, so it just makes a control track. It's basically an electric pulse. And that allowed me, the camera, I was able to do video and two different audio inserts so I could stop. It's like editing. So I can control audio in one channel and a second channel. So I wanted to add music and so I started making movies at home by you record in the camera, then you put your footage in a VCR, you hook it up to the camera and you rewind it back, you press play and you wait, and boom, you press that and that's how you edit. So it takes forever to edit. I loved editing. And from there, I went to college in Calgary at SAIT, Alberta Institute of Technology. I took cinema, television, stage, and radio as a program. Same one of my friend Jocelyn Matwee graduated from. Also, one of our volunteers that worked in your show, Jacob, he graduated from the same school. Of course, much later than me. And from there, we made part of our year-end projects was making a documentary, and then we made a narrative film. And one thing I said to myself was thinking, wow, who'd want to direct a movie? Who'd want to direct a TV show? It's so much work and so much stress. Why would you do that to yourself? 'Cause I was an editor, and so that's what I focused on. I learned how to, film, like do camera work from editing. And then when it came time, it was years ago, back in 1998, I got a show on Shaw TV back then. It was called The Locker Room, and we started making these little sketches for the show, and they're little mini movies. And from there, we just started building. I really enjoyed the process of creating something, like having a script and then filming it and then editing it, then airing it, right? So over the years, we did a whole bunch of these sketches for the Locker Room show where I got to work with a friend of mine, Joe Cooper, who we called Extreme Joe on the show called The Locker Room, which we did for 10 years
Wow.
on Shaw TV, right? So we had a big following for that. And so Joe Cooper is actually in my new film, which is called The Perfect Appetite. It's written by a local filmmaker, for a local writer named Shawn Clarke. He actually won an award for the script years ago. Actually, right before the pandemic hit, he entered this script into a competition. It won. It was supposed to get produced, but because the pandemic hit, it never got produced.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, and so Joe Cooper, my longtime collaborator, I've been working with him since he's been 13, and that was back
Oh my
28 years.
goodness.
28 years ago. So he's in all my movies. Like, so Sam Raimi works with a guy named Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell's in all Sam Raimi's films. So I always call Joe Cooper my Bruce Campbell because he's in all my films. So he stars in this movie called Perfect Appetite. And so, like, over the years, I just started making short films. My first independent short film we made was called Death Proof, made back in 2009, and I've made about 12 short films since then. It's just like, again, not that it has to go in. This is my art. This is my painting. This is my sculpture that I make, right? This is
Absolutely.
what I do. I make that. I don't shop around a film festival. I just like to make a movie. I bring some friends and family together. We sit down, we watch it, we enjoy it, and then it goes on YouTube. So it's just a way for me to be creative and express myself.
Well, I I love your passion so very much, and your passion shows up in every single thing that you do, And when you're on set at Rogers, now at Shaw, formerly, I watched you and how really focused that you get when it comes to editing and creating the right look and the right feel for all of it. And I think that that's more than just a passion. It's a gift that you have to be able to do that. And you won numerous awards for the work that you've done over the last decade. So, I'm always in awe of the cool stuff that you bring.
Well, thanks, Kathy. Like, I'm very fortunate, right? I've had an opportunity to work with very good creative people in my life. There's always people you can sit there and you learn. I was trying to like be a sponge and try to learn from people, right? And then I've been very lucky. I've, like I said, had a very successful sports show called The Locker Room. We did for 10 years. The audience, the community seemed to really like it. We did another show with my friend Derek Johnstone called Clocked, which again was a highly received show. Again, great experience to learn the craft of shooting, building, telling a story, right? And so it's kind of neat doing independent features because I'm not tied to like the community channel. I'm able to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah,
So
you're free.
so I have to explore whatever. I'm a big fan of action comedy and comedies in general. All my films, pretty much, I'd say 95% of my films, all been written by my very good friend Derek Johnstone, who's an amazing writer. We just collaborate all the time. I'll come with a concept. He'll take my ideas, put it on paper. Sometimes he'll just write a script and give it to me, which is great. This film is the first film, The Perfect Appetite, that will be premiering on Friday, the 7th of August, is the first film I've not worked with Derek's script or my script. It's the first time
Oh,
working with Shawn Clarke, so it was kind of nerve-wracking a bit, because you're taking somebody's script, somebody's words,
yeah.
and you have to try and bring it to life. And again, I talked with him, and I've worked with other writers before too, but you know, as a director, I have to interpret in my head so I can tell the story of my vision, sort of thing. And Shawn Clarke was great with it. He gave it to me, let me roll with it and roll with my ideas. And I collaborated with him. And it was really kind of cool is he's also Shawn Clarke, not only a writer, and he's a really good writer, he also dabbles in acting. And so he asked, can I be in the film too? So he's actually playing the secondary character in the film. There's two characters. Stephen and another guy, Pritchard. He plays a second character called Pritchard. And so he's actually gets to perform as he's bringing his script to life. So he's pretty excited about it, sort of thing. And one thing about my movies is funny because he's been on me all the time. We shot this in October. Can I see it? Can I see it? Can I see it? No, he hasn't seen 1 second of the
Oh,
film.
so he's going to see it fresh
First
on
time.
Friday with the
No,
rest of the
no one's
audience.
seen the film except for me. No one's seen the film. Like no one's seen more than 30 seconds of the film. So that's one thing when I do a movie, I keep it close to the heart and I keep it close to the vest. That way, we're all experiencing it together at the same time, right? So for me, it's a little bit nerve-wracking. You're sitting back there, okay, are they going to get You're hoping they're going to laugh when you have a laugh, right? Or if it's a thriller, you hope they're going to gasp when it's the right time, right? So you're always, as a director, or filmmaker, you're sitting back in the back row and you're watching, is everybody going to react the way you want them to, sort of thing, right? So it's nervous because again, like anything, you make a painting, you write a story, you write a poem, like people, not everybody's going to like it, right? So it's like you're making a child and you're putting it out there, and hopefully people are going to receive it well, sort of thing, right? So it's kind of
Oh,
interesting.
kidding. So out of curiosity, when the perfect appetite, like how did Sean come up with this script? Was it based on somebody he knew? Was it just a lark or something he'd seen off another movie that he was sprung up the idea? Like how did the idea come to pass?
Kathy, that's a fantastic question. I don't know the answer to that actually. Like Sean writes a lot of scripts. He comes with ideas. He writes the whole bunch. He sent me a lot of scripts down. They're all quite very very good. He likes to dabble in comedy lots. He does a little bit of the thriller type thing. I don't know where the script came from. It's a really good question. And what I'll ask him on Friday. If you come,
Yeah,
you can ask him too. But I'll
absolutely.
tell you how I found out about the script. That's one thing we can do because I'm a board member on Cine Central. Cine Central is our local film society here in town. What
Yeah.
they do is they host every month a script reading session. So script writers can bring their scripts to the session and
Oh,
people will sit there around a table and they'll read it out loud. Because sometimes to really get a sense of how the script and the dialogue's playing out, you need to hear it out loud. So usually the writer will sit back and then people around the table read the script out loud. And so we held it at the Rogers TV studio. We brought people in, and he was reading it, and I went, "Oh wow, I'm really connecting with it." Sometimes I can't really connect with the script. I can't really visualize it. This was just as we were reading it, it was just coming off the page in my head. I could see it, and I was looking for a project like Kathy. I've dabbled in some like short films, and the longest film I've ever made was 18 minutes long. I've done a lot of 10-minute ones. The last 3 years, I made a lot of 1 minute films, competing on these 1 minute mobile movie challenges. So
Sure.
I really wanted to see. Me and my friend Derek have some longer script that's like 30 minutes long. 30 minutes is a lot of work when it comes to making a film. 10
Agreed.
minute film's a lot of work. This film's about 10 minutes long. And so I was looking for the next project to do just to see, do I still like doing this work? Because it's a lot of work.
It is.
And
It is.
so Sean's script, he presented a script. It was one location, two actors. So again, when it's two actors, I know I could really fly through a script that way with only two actors. As soon as you add three people in, you're now adding in three times more work when it comes to getting your coverage for sure in the movie. So it was a script I thought was funny. It made me laugh. It has dramatic beats in it, and it builds up to a crescendo sort of thing. And I really it just jumped on the page and said, "Hey, you know what, Sean? I'd be really interested in possibly making this film." And he's like, "Yes," because he was excited because again, he won a competition to have it produced, and it wasn't produced. So he's never had any of his works, his scripts produced before. So it's his first one. So again, it's an exciting night for everybody. For me to do a longer film, again, independent one, it's fun. Again, working on a project, it's not mine. But again, it all came from this script session reading. So it's a great opportunity that Cine Central provides for people, for script writers to come to the floor, present a script to people, actors, to read it out, and then again, here he did that. He brought in, I think it might have been his first one, because one of the ones I was there, and it just happened that we connected. I liked the script, and then boom, now we're getting ready to screen it. So it's pretty exciting.
Oh my gosh, I first of all, I didn't realize that there was an opportunity in the community for people to come together and sit and just read a script. That doesn't necessarily mean that they'll become actors in the script or any of those things, but just to come and discover that whole process of script sitting. The Perfect Appetite, you said this is one of the longer movies that you've done. Is this one 18 minutes or is this one
No, this one's
30?
only 10. It's only 10
This
minutes.
one's 10 minutes.
My
Okay.
longest film I did was 18 minutes long, and so
Well, I was
again,
just curious about The Perfect Appetite specifically, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
again, it's longer than a 3 minute film. Like before the last 3 years, I think I only made something the length was 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Again,
for sure.
you're doing a lot of time, but it's not a lot of time. Where 10 minutes is a little bit more work, right?
Let me to be very clear for our audience to understand. You and I are very fortunate that we worked together for a decade,
Yeah,
but during COVID, I got to really understand what editing looks like. And
you
honest to
did.
goodness, like, I mean, you remember, right? You guys even loaned me the equipment to bring to my house so I could get her done. And it took 18 hours for a 5 minute segment. Like, I am telling you, I get it. Like, it is, I don't think that the audience realizes in the big picture of things just how long it takes to create one movie, one scene, and how many people and how many moving parts. And it's really a lot. So 10 minutes, just
Well,
saying.
yeah, 10 minutes for like so for me because I do everything. So basically, I did all the filming. Like I'm
Yes.
the videographer or
Yeah,
cinematographer. I'm the director. I did all the editing. I did all the sound design. I did all the special effects. The special effects is too. Although hopefully when you're watching it, you don't notice there's special effects, but there's
of
special
course.
effects in it. And then yeah, so basically, I basically do this all for all my movies. I just basically sometimes I'm lucky enough I get to work with a composer that'll do the music or somebody can do the sound design, but I've been really enjoying that. Like I do the actually when a lot of times when I have a vacation, I work on other people's movies where I'll do their sound design or I'll edit their movies or so I really like doing it because I have a
What keeps
passion
your
for it.
skill so fresh as well at the end of the day, right? If you're continually doing it. But in specific to the Perfect Appetite, how long did it actually take you from start to finish to get this up and ready to roll?
So I can't remember. We actually had the script session. I know we shot it in October. We shot it over 3 days. again, because we're working around people's work schedules. Joe's only available from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock or 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Or so basically we had to work around working schedules. So it took us 3 days. And then, of course, when you do your shooting, oh, I missed this shot. I missed this shot. So we went back and did a couple pickup shots that we needed just to help. Again, sometimes you're shooting at a really fast pace, which we were. You might miss something. Or in editing, you're going, oh, you know what? What I shot, I didn't really convey exactly what I want to at this one particular moment. So I went back and shot again. Or there's, if you look at our poster, there's a poster that Shawn Clarke has friend made. The basically the guy sitting on a park bench feeding ducks. There's a one part of the movie where again, just total accent. It's called movie magic. I'm filming a ducks, and a duck did something so funny, and I included it into the script. And then I had to go back and I got Joe to come back to do a reaction shot to whatever this duck was doing because it was just so perfect. I had to include it in the movie, right? So we went back another time. Just we met in the park again. We just shot this at Bowen Park, right by the waterfalls there, and just got Joe to come back, and he's had to do one reaction shot. Just so again, you got to think we drive there, you set up the camera, you get it ready, you shoot it, boom. It's 2 hours, 2 hours of work just to get one shot, one
Totally.
reaction shot. But again, so yeah, it takes some time, right? Like originally, this movie was supposed to premiere during Cinefest. Cine Central hosts an annual event called Cinefest. Where we bring films together and we rent a theater and we show it there. But unfortunately, I had like one more weekend of editing to do. My dad got sick. I had to fly to Ontario in February, so I wasn't able to finish the movie. And of course, I was gone for 10 and a half weeks until he passed away. And so I wasn't able to have the film screen in March. So I got back, once it got settled and try to get back to the real world. I was able to spend some time, get the film finished. And then it's like, okay, now I got to finish. I want to have a screening. I always had a screening, but I'm going to start something new. And I found there's actually four films that are premiering this weekend. So it's kind of exciting. So it's not just my film. There's another film by Matt Haley from Haley House Productions called Quiet Hours. That one's premiering too. It had a little rough cut screening at Cinefest, but this is a finished film. So it's Quiet Hours. Cine Central actually did something called a film jam, where a couple of weeks ago, I think it was July 11th, they got together. So everybody comes together. They'll bring props. They'll sit down. They'll pound out a script, and then they'll shoot a movie, and they'll edit. It's called the film jam. So they don't know what they're coming to film. They come together. So they shot a movie. It's about 4 minutes long, 5 minutes long. That's premiering too at this event. Lauren Kraft has a music video and another short film premiering too. And I believe. Oh, and there's also one other person. His name is Andrew Nichols. He has a film called Litter Bug, and that's premiering too. Plus, we're revisiting other short films that other people have done. We'll be showing a couple of my shorter films too, just to help round it out. Plus, Michael Chen, can't forget Michael Chen has this film, The Wrestler, in. It was a movie he made with a Tell a Story Hive budget he had, and he made that a few years ago. Michael Chen is an award-winning filmmaker here in Nanaimo who actually made a film that went to the Toronto International Film Festival too. So
Oh my
he's a
gosh.
pretty
Wow.
accomplished filmmaker too. So yeah, so there'll be a whole collection of films that we're showing that night, but about an hour plus of content. All
So
local films shot in the central Vancouver Island area.
I am so stoked because I had no idea. I mean, don't get me wrong. I knew that there were a variety of different organizations within our community that does film work and all of that stuff. Did not realize how much talent we have. We have so much talent. It blows my mind in this city. It's absolutely fantastic. So speaking of that and the amount of talent, I love the fact that you do filmmaking. You mentioned some, people that we work with and had on the show in the past as well, which has been really, really great. But I'm always curious about, when you're making the decision to do a film, when you've said, okay, this is the script, this is the one that I'm going to do. What motivates you to choose that script? Like, what is it in the script that sticks? Is it the comedy aspect? Is it the theatrical side? Is it the combination of many things? Like, tell us about your process when you say, yes, that's the one I'm going to do.
That's a very good question, Kathy. So for me, it's been different from other compared to other people, right? Like
Sure.
this is the first one where it's been different, where somebody presented a script, hey, I'm interested in the script. Right? This is the first time this has ever happened to me, right? So again, it's a little bit different. Usually, I come with an idea. My friend Derek writes the script. we work on it together. One time, hey, Todd wrote the script. You want to look at it? Boom, let's do it. Right. So that's how it's always worked in the past. Or we did a film competition, like a 48-hour film competition. So
Mhm.
we'd write a script to that. So and everything had a purpose, sort of thing, right? Where this is the first one. It just happened organically where I go to location, the guy reads the script, presents it, and I'm going, wow, this is really good. I'm interested in doing this film. Like, I know you don't know who I am, but I'm interested in doing this film. What are your thoughts? Yes, you're very interested. Okay, good. And then you sit down, you talk with them, we meet up, and then that's where, and then we collaborate. We talk about, okay, so again, this is how I see the script. Again, I need to make it my own for me to be able to pull it off. It has to be my vision. And he's like, yep. And he said, well, can I star in it? I said, sure. Why not? Again, I wasn't too worried. I didn't make him audition or anything like that because, it's his script. He wants to do it. Again, I'm the type of person, I worked with many people in my career that maybe have no acting talent sort of thing, right? But again,
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it competing for Oscars. I'm not. I just want to make the movie, and I'm pretty confident I can do a movie, work with anybody, and still pull it off. So it's going to be entertaining, sort of thing. It doesn't have to win massive awards. This is just for me to do a film to have fun, work with people, collaborate. So that again, it's hard to answer your question because I've never really been in that situation. How we decide, but making a decision and then the hardest thing is producing it. Producing is finding locations, finding the props, organizing everybody to be there, getting a crew. That's the hardest part. The biggest challenge I have overcoming is doing that. It's always great when I can bring on a producer to help me. I've had some great producers, Jeanette DeSantis in the past, Nicola. What's her last name? I can't remember her last name. I'm so sorry, Nicola. But I worked with, and they were great. Like this is stuff I need. They go get it for me, right? That way I can just
Absolutely.
concentrate on the creative process, what it's looking like, what it's going to be like, that sort of stuff, right? So for me, the producing part is the frustrating part where I find it's not creative enough for me, so it really bogs me down, which always prevents me from doing something. So this next big project I want to do, I have three scripts right now from Derek that we're trying to discuss which one we want to do. I will definitely need to bring on a producer for that because it's too many moving pieces. Like we're looking at 30-minute scripts. Both films have probably 8 to 12 actors in it, which is a lot more moving pieces where I will need to bring somebody in to help manage that type of stuff.
Yeah, and from managing Act Three, I can tell you that, as you well know, when you've got all the moving pieces, all the volunteers, all of the people that are going to be interviewed, all the hosts, it is a work in progress, and sometimes it's like herding cats, right? I'll be honest, it is.
But the
Yeah,
thing you said the big word there. The big word you said was volunteer, right? Like all these films that we're doing, what I love about this is it's local films. We're all doing stuff with no budget or very
yeah,
limited budget, right? So
yeah, sure, sure,
we don't have we're not throwing thousands of dollars or something. Michael Chen's the wrestler. They had a budget because they won a grant through Story Hive, right? So
sure,
they're
sure.
and that one you'll notice there's a lot more people, there's a lot more moving pieces. They have bigger sets because they had a budget for it. But everybody else, it's basically what they're pulling from their own pocket, right? So again, it's kind of neat where this is a great thing. We're doing this little screening, which I'm calling We Made This two because it's the second time I'm hosting it. It's a Vancouver Island Short Film Festival. A Vancouver Island Short Film Showcase. So it's a great opportunity for local filmmakers to come together, see what other people are doing, going, wow, how'd you pull it off? Or how'd you get that location? Or how, because again, that's what's really important, sharing these ideas. Like
Yes.
there's people out there who support local films. It's nice to know to network and share this information with everybody. Because again, everybody's trying to make something with nothing, right? Like that's the hard part. How do you make something with nothing? You need volunteers, you need people's time, and you need people who just believe in something, right? So it's nice to have. I was very fortunate on this. I had four people of a crew helping out with, like I said, Joe, Shawn Clarke, Max Dowie helped out doing makeup and audio and script assisting, and Isabel Corfield, another one who helped out, and Jeremy Stewart. So they're the people that helped out with my production to help get it off the ground. So yeah, I'm really appreciative of all of the people's help.
I want to talk more about volunteers and that whole process in just a moment. I'm just going to take a minute because, when you have projects like this, the ability to reach out to community to get volunteers becomes really important. So, this gives me a great opportunity to stop the show for a second and talk to our audience and remind you if you just tuned in. Hey, thank you. You've tuned into Act 3 on CHLY 101.7 FM, or you may have tuned into iHeartRadio, Spotify, or our YouTube channel. And thanks so much for following us. We really appreciate it. But listen, you need to go get a piece of paper and a pen because I'm going to make sure that you are able to get the digits and the information and the emails and all the stuff that you need in order to potentially participate in Cine Central and get your tickets so you are there on Friday night this week. I know it's going to be spectacular. I know I am going to attend. Todd, hold my space. I'm coming and I'm going to bring a friend. So here's the deal, folks. There's a couple of other things going on in our community that I want you to know about. Um, right now, half of our province is on fire, and there is a whole lot of people that are in trouble. Right now, as I am filming this, which is on a Sunday afternoon, you're hearing it on Monday of the long weekend. There are currently 3,000 people who have been displaced in the interior of British Columbia, and not to mention the fact that they're being displaced, but they may not be able to go back for a good long time. There is a lot of support that is required right now, and I just want to let you know that the United Way is on the scene in the interior and here on Vancouver Island should a fire happen. If you should find it in your will or your ability to help out in some way, please check out our website at uwbc.ca to find out more about the wildfires and the wildfire fund that we are trying to raise money for those 3,000 people that are currently displaced and the many more that are coming. I also want you to know that the Salvation Army is helping out. So is the Red Cross. There is a number of community members coming together. And the reality is it takes more than one organization. It takes us all to step up. So if you have a minute, if you happen to be, out anywhere and you see somebody looking for some funding for those forest fires, it's going to help those people that need it the most. So I appreciate it that you're going to do that. Meanwhile, if you have, like I said, just tuned into Act 3 on CHLY 101.7 FM, I'd like to let you know that Todd Jones is in my Zoom booth right now. I love having Todd with us. Todd and I worked together for a good long time, and I learned so much from this man. Incredibly talented. And he's got a new show a new film that's going to be showcased on Friday at VIU. It's called The Perfect Appetite. Let's get back to Todd Jones. Todd, what?
Yes, Kathy, so it was basically Friday, August 7th. It's happening at VIU. We got a room in building 356. And so it's building 356,
Yeah.
room 109. It should it'll be like a theater seating. It's a lecture hall, but it has a digital
Okay.
screen. It's a theater-like seating, so it ramps down, so there's no obstructive view. Has a good sound system, stuff like that. So we'll be there to have this little showcase. And I call it "We Made This" because us local filmmakers, we made these films here on the island in the central Vancouver Island area. And basically it's a Vancouver Island short film showcase where I want to invite people. It's free, absolutely free. There's no tickets required. You come, you sit down, and just have a good
Oh,
time.
that's even better. So you just have to show up.
You just show up, and we'll have a good time.
So is room
Again,
356, room 109, is that near the theater building or what building? VIU is huge, right? It
yeah,
gets confusing.
VIU. No, I believe it's off of. You have to come off of. Is it Fourth Street? I think it is. Come
Okay.
up Fourth Street up the back there. You can look at a map online. Go to viu.com. I think it is. You look just search up VIU buildings. It will show you. I think you have to come up the Fourth Street and go up there. It's the education area sort of thing. Before they make the future teachers sort of thing, right? So I
Oh,
believe
I
that's
know
the
where that
building.
is.
We're usually in a different building, but it's closed for the summertime because they don't have air conditioning. So they moved us. It took us quite a few weeks to get this booked because the room we usually use is not available because the building shut down for the summer. So we got this other room. I'd like to thank John Gardner, a friend of mine who actually helped us get this room for us so we can have this free event for people. Again, I don't want to charge people. I just want people to come and enjoy and fellowship and share and network, right? Like, if you're
So
interested in local filmmaking, maybe you want to learn more about filmmaking. This is a great opportunity to come because Cine Central will be there on location. They'll have a table set up. So if you want to find out more about local filmmaking in our area, or want to find out how you can get involved, this is a great opportunity to come and meet people who share the same kind of likeness about trying to start independent films here locally.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we'll make sure that people know Friday, August the 7th. If you are listening to this after the show or you're driving and you're not able to pull over and stop, you can find it on the Act 3 Media YouTube channel. And in the chat box below, I will have the address and some of the directions there for you so that you'll be able to go. I'm curious about Cine Central. So can you tell us a little bit, like you've been sitting on the board for a while. Can you tell us a little bit about Cine Central and some of the things that they do overall within our community itself?
Absolutely, Kathy. Cine Central basically it's a local film society. So basically, it's a place where like-minded people who want to learn or have a passion or want to learn more about filmmaking can come together and just network and share ideas and just be a part of something. We used to have our own studio, but that building's been shut down now because that's where they'll be building the bus station downtown. So we don't currently have a studio, but we do have events at the library all the time. Like I said, once a month we have these script reading sessions where people can come in and present their scripts to people where actors or non-actors will read it out loud. We have little social events too. Usually we do training sessions. So we'll train people. I've hosted many training sessions where I've talked about doing storyboards, so taking your script, turning it to a storyboard. Then we went from the storyboard to actual how to shoot a sequence. We're doing one on audio coming up very, very shortly. Then we're going to do a beginner editing workshop. So yeah, we provide workshops when it comes to the film industry. We're actually going to be doing something soon where we're going to get a whole bunch of people to come together to film a short scene. So basically, it's to be one scene, a couple actors, and then give people an opportunity to learn how to shoot, and they'll be doing different roles. There'll be some will be doing camera, some will be doing audio, some will be doing lighting. So we're just swapping people around to get it's kind of like a crash course on how to actually film a scene. Because a lot of people, if you don't really know, haven't been on a movie set, sometimes it's hard to really picture how they do it. So this is a great opportunity to see how people can do it. And that way it's a great way to also to find out who's making productions and how to get involved if you want to learn more. Or if you're an inspiring actor, it's a great way to get your face out there and get recognized, and hopefully you end up in somebody's local film.
Well, and I think it's also something that people really, especially people that are coming out of university and they're trying to figure out, what do I do next? Do I want to go into the film industry? Do I want to, go become part of radio? Do I want to become part of television and get some hands-on understanding of what it all is before they go to places like Sate or Nate to get the actual skills that you can use, right?
Well,
I
so
love that.
can I interject here, Kathy? The fact that
Or,
like when I was young, let's just say when I was young, do you know how hard it was to make a local film?
oh, really
No one
hard.
had the gear, let alone editing, camera work. Now people have cell phones. It's 4K images on this thing, right? And
I
then you can
know.
edit on your cell phone. So like, there's so many opportunities for people to get out there
Yeah.
and be creative and make anything you want, right? Like, technology isn't really slowing you down, and don't let technology slow you down, right? The big thing is, I always say to people is, go out and make something. It doesn't matter if it's terrible. It doesn't matter. Like you might
I,
watch my film, Kathy. I'm hoping you like it, but you might think it's
I will
terrible.
love it.
But again,
Todd,
uh, but the thing
there's
is, you got to
nothing that
start.
you've ever done that I haven't actually really loved. I've seen a few of your pieces, and I'm going to interject here because you're not only really good at what you do, but you've inspired your son to do some work. And I was part of his YouTube channel for a while, and I was watching the videos that he was making. I haven't seen anything for a while, though. Are you still working with your son getting his skills up?
Well, actually, my son's now. See, he was doing a lot of that stuff before he graduated. Now he's a teacher. So he's on the sub.
Oh
So
my gosh,
he's
wow.
my son's 25 now, right? So yeah, so
Oh,
now he's
good.
now in the real world, right? So so you have to
Oh my
learn. My
gosh.
my daughter still dabbles. She does a vlog all the time, sort of thing too. Still,
Yeah,
like not as much as she used to, because she's 22 and she's going to her fourth year of
I
education.
know.
So there's but they still dabble. It's kind of neat as a father and watching them, which is really funny. It's like they never really they learn more like by osmosis than actually me training them. Like every now and then I show them some stuff, but they're both really independent and they're actually really, really good. So maybe it's genetics that runs in the family sort of thing, but it's kind of neat. But I do love teaching, Kathy. As you know,
I know. And
you
you're
work with
very
me. I
good at
work with many volunteers.
it.
I love being part of this film society is I'm able to share my techniques with other people who maybe don't have the experience. Again, I'm not saying I'm not Steven Spielberg, I'm not Robert Rodriguez, but I'm Todd Jones. And what I do fairly good. You know,
Do very
I'm
well.
not
No
terrible,
question.
right? So I'm
You're
able to sh at
not
least.
terrible, and you have an eye for things. Like you can see you, and you. I think that people, when they watch your video, are going to experience that. You watch certain elements that other people don't notice, and I think that that's a really important skill. And the other piece is, I know that you use Premiere Pro. I've used Premiere Pro. You know, you've come to a point where, and in fairness, that's experience as well. You've come to a point where you could just sort of go in and zone in on that particular section and build that piece out in a way that, that takes incredible skill. So, kudos to the work that you do for doing that. It's like driving a car, right? Some people get in their car and they don't even realize that they're driving their car. But when you have to break that down into bit pieces of this, you do this, then you really realize how difficult it actually is. Expertise makes it easy, but it takes time to get there. And so having places like, Cine Central, where you can go and get some of this experience and talk about these scripts and do these things, I mean, I think it's fantastic. It's absolutely
Again,
fantastic.
that's how you learn, right? Have an
What do you
opportunity to
learn?
share. And sometimes these scripts, if you're looking for feedback, you say these things, and people can maybe point out plot holes or maybe make suggestions. It's a great way to learn, right? And again, and how do you learn? You learn by making mistakes. You learn by sharing. You learn from other people. You learn from experience, right? So this is what it offers people. It offers experience. It offers opportunity. It offers that chance to make that mistake, right? Like nobody just makes a film. You start by doing stuff, you learn, and you learn from making mistakes. Again, I've worked 30 years in the industry, Kathy. I've had an opportunity to make lots of mistakes. Like you're talking about like learning how to Premiere Pro. I compare it to like learning an instrument. Like people
Yeah.
can play guitar, they can talk to somebody as they keep playing. Right? I have friends that are musicians, Matt Carter, Dan Marshall, fantastic musicians. They can multitask, they can play the riff and keep going and have a conversation and come back into it. Amazing talent, right? So I compare like when it comes to learning editing, it's like that, right? Like, you learn it inside and out. I can do it in my sleep. I can do it talking to you at the same time, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's repetition, it's practice. It's, you do it until your fingers bleed, right? It's the same thing, right?
Totally.
So I
Totally.
love editing. There's like that. Who takes vacation and makes a movie? This guy. Like that's what I do for my vacation. Like
That's
I don't know
perfect.
why I
You
do
have
that,
a
but I
great
do.
amount of You have a great amount of joy when you do that. I'm gonna ask you another question if you don't mind.
Please.
I often, when I think about musicians, right? Matt Carter, who's exquisite. Like there's a whole bunch of people out there that just do an amazing music. But very often they have a mentor that they really, really like, right? Like there's somebody that they kind of see what they're doing and they go, I want to be that guy, right? Who's your guy?
Oh, fantastic question, Kathy. Okay, so I'm gonna say the filmmaker I look up to the most is Robert Rodriguez. He's famous for doing El Mariachi. He did it for like $1,000 or $5,000. He funded it through doing medical experiments on himself. He got paid for it, sort of thing. That's how he funded the film. He went on to make Desperado, one of my favorite movies of all time. He made From Dusk Till Dawn. He made all the Spy Kids movies. He did Sin City. Like so, The Faculty. You name it. He's my favorite because again, he's a director. He films his own movies. He edits his own movies, and that's why I kind of take my styles after him. But in my actual career, one of my biggest influences is Bob Terrio. He was my manager when I first started at Shaw way back in 1995. So it's been a long time. And he was the type of manager he just let me go. Like he's the one that gave me the show, The Locker Room. He said, I want you to do the show, make it your own. And then after doing that, he just gave me more opportunities. He just kind of like let me go. Like just I want you to do something, just do it. So he just let me be creative and expand my skill set just by giving me freedom. Like he would reel me in when he needed to, but
Yeah,
he just
they
let
give you
me
the
go.
Yeah, yeah, he gave you the opportunity to play with it.
Yeah, so he's a big, huge influence on me. Like, it's funny because when I started, this might sound terrible, but it's kind of true because my skill set I got from school when I started working at Shaw. It didn't take me long to surpass my coworkers when it comes to, because I was just very driven, right? And so I learned from watching movies and go, okay, why does my stuff not look like theirs? Oh. That's how I learned. I learned how to try to shoot like these, like Robert Rodriguez. Why does his look like this? I love what he's doing, so I just implemented what he's doing into what I'm doing. So a lot of people they come up to go, oh, I watch your film. Like there's one little scene you're cutting. It's very has a bit very big Robert Rodriguez feel. I went, oh, that's exactly what I was going for. So thanks for
I
like that's
know, like
exactly. So that makes me feel good. And people picking out the style and technique that said it reminds me of Robert Rodriguez. Going, that's exactly what I'm trying to do, right? So because again, that's how you learn. Like I tell people, like find something you like and
yeah,
try to emulate it. If you like it, just try to emulate. You're not stealing from. It's a style. It's a technique. I just want my stuff. I love the way that looks. I'm going to try and make my stuff look like that.
yeah,
Right. So
yeah,
that's what I try and do. And I've been had like I said, Bob Chair was one person that gave me the freedom to make mistakes and be creative. And then I also want to toot the horn of Jocelyn Matweed. You know her. You've worked with her
I
many years. I
do.
worked with her for 19 years. I worked with some amazing people, but
Yeah,
she's another person. Just like she's one of the people that always. I like another like I just run things through her, and she's a good sounding board, and she's helped make everything I did better. And I don't get to work with her as much as I used to, but she's another person that's been really, really helpful in my journey. And another one's a really good friend, Derek Johnstone. He's a person that is very supportive and just, has written so much material for me, and just had a lot of faith in my ability. And so, again, people sometimes all you need is somebody to believe in you,
yeah.
and it just helps you go. And of course, I can't forget my wife and my two kids who are very, very supportive of what I've done, even though, especially when they're younger, because I'm following my passion, I wasn't, it took me away from the family sometimes, right? But they always understood, and they just knew that I needed to do what I needed to do. And so I'm very appreciative of all their support too.
Well, I can't even believe that you have a 25-year-old teacher for a son because I remember your son being 15 and 16 and 17. And I was
Uh-huh.
thinking, boy, he sure looks like my son. And my son is now 35. So, same thing is like it's amazing how much we glean from our kids and how fast they get up and they grow away. But I'm glad that they are still watching you grow with film. Absolutely. And are they going to be at the event on Friday?
They're supposed to be. Both said
Here's a Jones, right?
they're supposed to. Unfortunately, it's like it just happened to be the first week I can get, and like a lot of people are on holidays. Like I was hoping
No,
I'd
I
have
know.
I would love to have 120 people there, right? We might have 20 people there, we might have 100 people. You
Let's
just
fill
don't know,
that.
right?
Let's fill that room, my friend.
That
Let's
would be great.
remind people once
It's just
again. Let's remind people once again, where is it? When is it? What is it called? Because we keep saying we made this and it happens to go into your conversation, but the event is actually called We
we
Made,
made this. It's we made this too as the
as
sequel.
in the number two, as
It's a
in, yes,
Vancouver
we've
Island
done this
short film
before.
showcase. It's
You betcha.
Friday, August 7th at VIU, building 356, room 109. And it's from 7 to 9 p.m. And the admission is absolutely free. No tickets required. Just come and have a good time. Again, there's nothing a filmmaker loves than having an audience,
Yeah.
right? Like YouTube's one that you put on YouTube, fine, but you don't get the chance to see people watching it, right? So
Great.
again, if you're listening to this, you're looking for something to do on a Friday night, it's free, and just want to see some people be creative. Again, there's no money, there's no budget in these films. Like people have to, like, if you have no money, you have to be super creative, right?
Absolutely.
And I think you'll be surprised at the multitude of talent we have right here on Vancouver Island.
Oh, I am 100% sold on that. I know that to be true. I've met a lot of them on this show. You have given me an incredible platform with both Wise Folks and Act Three, the Shaw team, Jocelyn I worked with for a long, long time, Matt, like the show on Shaw, like all of those wonderful things, the conversion over to Rogers, it has been a heck of an experience. And I know the talent that's here. It is phenomenal. So I'm excited excited about this for you. I can't wait to be there. I'm definitely coming and I'm going to bring people with me for sure.
Well, thanks,
So
Kathy.
so absolutely. So it has to happen, you guys. August 7th, mark your calendars. If you haven't already figured out what you're doing this Friday night, you know what you're doing? You're coming to see us, right? We're
Come
going to
see
hang out.
us.
We're going to come and we're going to do this. The cinecentral.ca. Is that where you can get some further information as well?
Actually, I don't know if they actually have the information for this event. It's all on all their social medias, on their Facebook and stuff like that. This event's on there. But basically, if you want to find out more about local film society and what was going on, you go to cinecentral.ca. That's the film
Fantastic.
society. Yeah. They don't have a lot of information about this showcase. Just all over social media, they're posting it.
Well, and we'll make sure that this is all over our social media as well, so
Well,
that
th I appreciate it very much, Kathy.
you
Again,
know what? When you got something groovy going on, we got to share it. That's the deal. That's how stuff gets done in Nanaimo as well. Speaking of how things get done in Nanaimo, don't forget Glitter 2026 is coming to a theater near you. Well, it's not a theater. It's going to be the convention center on September the 12th. If you haven't got your tickets, you know what to do. Go get them right now. They're selling out really, really fast. So go get your tickets for Glitter 2026. Make sure that you have your Friday night available for Todd Jones and his new movie, The Perfect Appetite, with the event called We Made This, where there's going to be a whack of other films for you to see as well. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. We're at the time of the show, Todd, where I get to have my favorite part. So we've told everybody what we're going to tell them. We've given them all the goods, right? Now we need to give them a piece of wisdom, and it's my favorite part. If you were to imbibe a piece of wisdom on our community based on what we talked about today and your career and what the things you've learned, what might that look like for you?
well, Kathy, this is one thing I've learned from other people too, is that when it comes to being creative, whether you're making a movie, whether you want to paint, whether you want to sculpt, whether whatever it is that you want to do, that to be creative. Maybe you're a writer, maybe you're a singer, whatever. You know what? Don't be afraid to do it. Like there's so much stuff that's trying to stop you from doing it. Most of the time, it's yourself that's stopping you, right? Don't let it go. Just like, don't let that stop you. Just go there. If it's a movie, go make a bad movie. Just, go write a terrible story. Again, it's all learning process. I again have an opportunity to work with so many filmmakers and mentor so many filmmakers, and sometimes they do something like, oh, it didn't turn out the way I want to. But you know what? It doesn't matter. You made it. Like a lot of people don't get to this stage, right? So just don't let don't let anything stop you. Just go do it. Try and be creative. Get that demon out of your head, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I call it sometimes. It's a demon. I have to exercise. I have to get it on. I have to get it on the screen, right? Like it's an idea. You get it out, get it, just go do it. Have fun and just enjoy the process.
Absolutely. I mean, enjoying the process. I don't think Act Three wouldn't have happened. Wise Folks wouldn't have happened. None of that would have happened without, just taking that first step forward. And I can't believe that it's been a decade. I can't believe that this September, Todd, we're going into season 6 of Act Three at Rogers now. How has that transition been for you, by the way, between going from Rogers to Shaw and the television piece? I know there's good sides and not so good sides. That's the nature of change and challenge. But I mean, you still get to run the helm of everything that's groovy that's on that channel.
Yeah, everything's changing, right? It's an ongoing thing of change, going from one thing to another thing. But it's always a challenge. But again, I still get to focus on things that are really important, which is people, right? And right now we tell people stories, and I get to work with people who want to help tell other people's stories, such as yourself, right? So those are the things I cherish most about the work and the opportunity is to help people tell their stories.
Fantastic. You have been a wonderful guest. I'm so grateful that you came on board. That's pretty much our time for today. Thank you so much for being with us, Todd Jones. Again, I'm going to shout out the event is called We Made This. Todd's show or Todd's film is The Perfect Appetite, and there's a bunch of different pieces being showcased at this particular festival. If you want to attend, it's this Friday night at VIU, August the 7th from 7 o'clock on. It's free, 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 and
Free.
Free, free, free. And the address is VIU in Nanaimo, of course. But it's room 356.
Building
Sorry, building
356,
356,
room 109.
room 109. And if you want to go, DM me, send me a little note. I'll meet you there. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being on the show today, Todd. I really appreciate it. Have yourself a great rest of your long weekend. And in the meanwhile, we'll see you next time on Act 3.